Remember those songs from 1975 that mysteriously vanished from the radio? Let's explore 10 incredible tracks that deserve another moment in the spotlight. Orleans burst onto the scene with Dance With Me. But their journey to success wasn't the fairy tale many imagine. Formed in Woodstock, New York in 1972, the band faced intense criticism for abandoning their progressive rock roots when they shifted to a more commercial sound. Record companies repeatedly rejected them, claiming they were too sophisticated for mainstream audiences. Their determination paid off when they signed with Asylum Records, though this decision caused a rift with their original fan base. The harmonies in Dance With Me actually came about through a studio accident. While recording backing vocals, a technical malfunction caused multiple takes to play simultaneously. Producer Chuck Plotkin initially wanted to scrap it, but the band fought to keep this unique sound. The song's success led to tensions within the group, as founding member John Hall believed they were selling out their artistic integrity for commercial success. Here's something most people don't know. The iconic guitar riff in Dance With Me was played on a guitar borrowed from Bob Dylan. The band was recording at Albert Grossman's Bearsville Studios when Dylan stopped by and left his 1956 Stratocaster. Orleans guitarist Larry Hoppin used it for the session, but Dylan later claimed he never got the guitar back. Paul Anka and Odia Coates created magic with I Believe There's Nothing Stronger Than Our Love.
I believe there's nothing stronger than our love.
But their collaboration almost never happened. Anka, already a massive star since the 1950s, faced declining relevance in the early 1970s. He discovered Coates singing in a San Francisco club in 1973, but his record label strongly opposed featuring an unknown African-American female vocalist on his comeback single, fearing it would alienate his conservative fan base. The recording sessions were fraught with tension. Coates, dealing with severe stage fright, required 32 takes to complete her parts. Anka, known for his perfectionism, reportedly reduced several studio musicians to tears with his demanding behavior. The song's production cost nearly quadrupled its budget, leading to heated arguments between Anka and United Artists executives. Few fans realized that this song was originally written as a country ballad for Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash. Johnny turned it down, calling it too pop for his style. The demo recording, featuring Anka singing with a pronounced country twang, remains one of the most sought-after unreleased tracks among collectors. If you remember these songs and have stories to share, we'd love to hear them in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this video with friends who appreciate real music from our era. Bad companies feel like making love.
Feel like making love.
Emerge from the ashes of controversy. The supergroup, formed from members of Free and Mott the Hoople, faced accusations of capitalizing on the success of Led Zeppelin, whom they shared management with. Paul Rodgers wrote the song during a particularly dark period, struggling with substance abuse and the pressure of following up their debut album. The song's production marked a turning point in recording technology. Engineer Ron Navision used revolutionary microphone techniques that many studios deemed too radical. Several radio stations initially refused to play the track, believing its title was too suggestive for daytime airplay. This resistance only fueled its popularity among listeners, who saw it as a form of protest against conservative programming. During the recording, a power outage hit Clearwell Castle, where they were recording. The band continued playing acoustically by candlelight, leading to the discovery of the song's signature quiet-to-loud dynamic. They later recreated this accident in the studio, though it took 23 attempts to capture that right feel. Joe Cocker's You Are So Beautiful
You are so beautiful.
holds a bittersweet place in music history. While the song revitalized his career, it also marked a period of personal turmoil. Cocker's notorious drinking habits led to several canceled performances during the song's promotion. His raw, emotional delivery came from a real place of pain. He'd recently lost his younger brother to cancer and was facing bankruptcy despite his previous successes. The song's arrangement was completely reimagined from Billy Preston's original version. Producer Jim Price stripped away the gospel elements, much to Preston's initial displeasure. The sparse piano accompaniment was actually a stopgap measure because Cocker had fired his band the day before recording. What we hear is a single take, performed when Cocker was reportedly barely able to stand. A lesser-known fact, the high notes in the song's bridge were originally meant to be performed by Rita Coolidge. When she didn't show up for the session, later revealed to be a scheduling mix-up, Cocker attempted them himself. His struggling voice created the vulnerable quality that made the performance legendary. Minnie Riperton's Lovin' You showcases one of music's most remarkable voices, but its success came with a heavy price. The song, written as a lullaby for her daughter Maya, later Maya Rudolph of SNL fame, became a burden for Riperton. Radio stations often played the song at the wrong speed to make her voice sound more normal, infuriating the classically trained singer who had a rare 5-octave range. The bird sounds in the track aren't sound effects. They were recorded live at Riperton's home studio in Gainesville, Florida. Producer Steve Stevenson wanted to remove them, leading to heated arguments with Riperton and her husband Richard Rudolph. The song's simple arrangement was actually a compromise after the original full band version was accidentally erased. The famous whistle register notes at the end of the song were improvised during what Riperton thought was just a practice take. She was so frustrated with her previous attempts that she let loose with her full vocal range, not realizing they were recording. Tragically, she was diagnosed with breast cancer shortly after the song's success and passed away in 1979 at just 31 years old. America's Sister Goldenhair materialized during a period of intense conflict within the band.
Sister Goldenhair.
Written by Gary Beckley during a divorce, the song faced opposition from bandmate Dewey Bunnell, who thought its cynical view of relationships would alienate their audience. Producer George Martin, yes, the Beatles producer, initially refused to work on it, calling it too similar to previous material. The recording process revealed deep divisions within the band. Dan Peek's growing religious convictions clashed with the song's questioning of traditional values. The iconic 12-string guitar intro took 76 takes to perfect, partly because the band members kept arguing about the arrangement. Martin finally threatened to quit if they couldn't compromise. Unknown to many fans, the song's title was inspired by both Brian Wilson's wife and a Raymond Chandler novel. The golden hair reference led to a brief legal threat from the Beach Boys management, which was only resolved when Beckley agreed to change one line in the bridge. Remember to hit that like button if these songs are bringing back memories. We're building a community of music lovers who appreciate the stories behind the hits, so subscribe and join us for more forgotten classics. Van McCoy's The Hustle emerged from urban dance clubs, but its creator faced ridicule from the serious music community. McCoy, a respected arranger who'd worked with Aretha Franklin and Gladys Knight, was labeled a sellout for embracing disco. The iconic string arrangement was actually written for a different song. When the original track fell through, McCoy repurposed it rather than waste the expensive orchestra session. The dance instructions in the song were added at the last minute when executives worried the instrumental wouldn't get airplay. McCoy hired dancers from New York's Adam's Apple Disco to create the official dance steps. Johnny Wakelin's Black Superman, Muhammad Ali, sparked controversy before it was even released.
Muhammad Ali.
The British singer had never met Ali and wrote the song based entirely on news reports. Many radio stations refused to play it, viewing it as an attempt to cash in on Ali's controversial stance against the Vietnam War. Ali himself initially threatened legal action, but changed his mind after hearing the song's positive message. The recording sessions were plagued by problems. Wakelin's thick Essex accent required extensive coaching to sound more American, and the original backing band quit halfway through, claiming the song was racially insensitive. The final version features session musicians who insisted on remaining uncredited, fearing association with the controversial subject matter. Most people don't know that the song wasn't initially about Ali at all. Wakelin had written it about a British boxer, Joe Bugner, but changed the lyrics when Bugner lost to Ali. The original version still exists on a demo tape, though Wakelin has refused all offers to release it. Sweet's Ballroom Blitz rode the glam rock wave, but the song's origins lie in a near riot. The band was pelted with bottles at the Grand Hall in Kilmarnock, Scotland in 1963, forcing them to flee the stage. Critics dismissed them as a manufactured pop band playing at being rock stars, and many venues refused to book them after the incident. The song's signature call and response intro wasn't planned. Singer Brian Connolly had lost his voice during recording, and the section was added to give him time to rest between verses. The production team used early synthesizer technology to create the drum sound, leading to accusations that the band was cheating by using machines instead of real instruments. In a tragic twist, the success of Ballroom Blitz contributed to the band's downfall. The pressure to recreate its energy led to increased substance abuse, particularly for Connolly, whose voice never fully recovered from the strain of touring. The band's road manager claimed they had to use backing tracks for the high notes during subsequent performances. Janis Ian's at 17 almost didn't make it to radio.
The truth at 17.
Record executives called it uncommercial and too depressing, while others worried its honest portrayal of teenage isolation would encourage suicide. Ian, who wrote it based on her own experiences, fought to keep the lyrics unchanged, even offering to release it independently. The song's unflinching examination of social hierarchy in high school struck a nerve with audiences, though many stations initially relegated it to late-night programming. The recording process was equally challenging. Ian suffered a panic attack during the sessions, remembering her own painful teenage years. The jazz-influenced arrangement came about because the pop musicians hired for the session didn't show up, forcing Ian to use her backup band. Now, here's something few people know. The song was actually written when Ian was 22, not 17, and was inspired by a magazine article about teenage debutantes. The original version included a verse about plastic surgery that was cut for length. Ian has performed this verse at concerts, but has never recorded it. If these songs spark memories or emotions, share your stories in the comments. Subscribe to join our community of music lovers who understand that every song has a story worth telling. Until next time, keep the music alive by sharing these memories with friends and family who appreciate the power of a great song.